Welcome to Greg Mortis's Little World of Horror. This is my slash from the stash. It's Sunday, November 23rd. It is Survivor Series Day. If you watch the WWE, Survivor Series comes on here in a couple hours as I'm recording, so I'll be watching that tonight. Very excited about that, but for right now, it's going to be my movie review episode, and I'm very excited. As I mentioned on my last episode, I'm going to be reviewing Monkey Shines. Very excited to talk about that. So to all the subscribers, thank you. New subscribers, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and continue following along, and go back to my other previous videos if you'd like, and check out some of the other stuff I got going on. But I'm very excited to be talking about this film, Monkey Shines, from 1988, just released recently from Screen Factory. It does not come with the slipcover case. That kind of little irritates me that they didn't have the slipcover case. But with that said, that's okay. Beggars can't be choosy, I guess you can say. But I do like that most of their titles have the slipcover case, and I do like the commissioned artwork that's typically on Screen Factory's releases. This one doesn't have it, but most of them do. But I'm glad to have this one in my collection for sure. A little bit about Monkey Shines. Is from 1988 and was directed by George A. Romero, and was written. It was based on a novel by Michael Stewart, and Michael Stewart was, the novel itself, of course, is Monkey Shines, and it's a really good concept. I've never read the book, but I really like the concept where George Romero wrote the screenplay from the book. I dig what they're going for with the monkey that's crazed, and it's unique. You don't see it. This is definitely one of the few films in movie history that has a male monkey as a lead. You can go into stuff like King Kong and that, but I mean, they used pretty much a real monkey throughout this whole movie, so that was unique. And I'll try to keep this glare out. The glare wants to keep popping on, but I'll try to keep that out as we review it. But once again, this stars Jason Beghe, I guess is how you say his name, B-E-G-H-E. He plays the star Alan Mann, and you also have his best friend in here, Jeffrey Fisher, played by John Pankow, and then the Melanie Parker, played by Kate McNeil. That's sort of your three stars of this film. But to break in a little bit about the movie, basically you got Alan, who is a strong young lad who pretty much has everything that he wants. He's got a beautiful woman by his side. He's athletic. Seems to have everything that he wants until the one tragic day when he takes off on his morning jog. He's hit by a vehicle, and he becomes quadriplegic, paralyzed from the neck down. And what a tragedy that must be to somebody, of course. And basically that's where the story picks up, is him trying to lead a life in a wheelchair. Now it's kind of one of these movies that has a lot of suspense. This is one of those movies that I found myself on the edge of the seat, especially toward the end of the movie. The end of the movie is such pace and action, as far as not explosions and that kind of action, but it definitely had a lot of the edge of the seat action, and I enjoyed it. But what I liked was the monkey used in this film, and there was some extras that were used in this one, and then there were prop monkeys used in it. There's scenes where you see monkey hands going in grabbing stuff and that. Now Tom Savini, Greg Nicotero, and the crew, they used, they had created these different scale modeled monkeys to do these kind of scenes, because obviously you couldn't get a monkey to act on cue, so they did have to have prop monkeys. But with that said, it was flawless. It was just like, when you're watching a movie, it was like a real monkey throughout, even though sometimes it wasn't. But great job on the effects on this film. The one character I did like a lot was the character of Jeffrey Fisher, played by John Pankow. I thought he brought such a element to this film to make it so interesting. He was kind of comedic but serious at the same time. But he works in a lab, And what he does is he is experimenting on monkeys. And he's got this one monkey in particular that he's been injecting with a serum. And I won't go into details about what the serum is, but it's a, we'll just say serum that he keeps injecting this monkey with. And he's kind of unique. This monkey, he's got several of them, but this one seems to be almost human-like. And once he finds out that his friend Alan has become quadriplegic, he decides that, you know, maybe he needs a companion, somebody to help him do things. You know, they've got him set up with a wheelchair, and they got him set up with a way that he can do stuff with his mouth and speak and make doors open and stuff. And he's got a live-in nurse, although, you know, he does not get along with her. She don't get along with him. So Jeffrey decides to kind of help him out, but at the same time, he's in trouble with his boss at the lab because they're not seeing any progress going on, and he's in jeopardy of losing his job. So it's kind of like, I want to help my friend, but at the same time, I want to try to see what my serum's doing to this monkey, and if this is going to be something that's groundbreaking and he can make money and keep his job, and, you know, that kind of deal. And basically, we're introduced then to the character of Melanie Parker, played by Kate McNeil. And she is a monkey trainer. So he goes to her and tries to convince her, you know, to that Alan needs help, that he needs a companion, a monkey. So he says, I just happen to have one that's pretty well trained. If you can get him up to par, we'll let him stay with Alan and that. So she agrees to it. And so the monkey shows up, and Melanie's trained him, and the monkey seems to be taking well to him. It's actually a female monkey, according to her, and they call her Ella. And things seem to be normal. Alan gets along with the monkey. The monkey's really smart, can do things on command. You know, like if he wants to hear music, he can say, you know, play music, and the monkey will go make the music start, or if he wants a book, anything that he wants done, he can kind of make these commands, and the monkey will do it on the spot. But what ends up happening with Alan is this monkey starts becoming really possessive over Alan, to the point that Alan starts changing. He starts having mood changes. He's starting to become a little bit animal-like. He's starting to be a little violent and mean to others and that. And it's kind of a gradual thing that happens. And then before it's over with, it's almost like Alan becomes monkey-like. And that's where I'm going to end my review, because I don't want to give anything away. I will say, once again, this is a creepy, tense film that does have some scary moments in it. Not like you would think with like slashers or that kind, but more of a creature, you know, style flick. But I thought it was really entertaining. I thought George Romero done a great job. There's some cool camera angles where you're looking almost like through the eyes of a monkey running, and they did some cool tricks with that, you know, with the camera real low and doing these glide shots and being able to almost like you are looking through the eyes of this monkey. So I really enjoyed that. And overall, I mean, this is a stellar movie that I think everyone should watch. It's definitely one of my favorite George A. Romero films, so highly recommend it. And let me give you another close-up here of, this is the Jeffrey character I was talking about, John Pankow, that I thought he was really good. And the bonus features, I don't know if you can see what all's right there, but this one does have some really good bonus features in it. The one in particular that I really loved was the making of, and they're interviewing George A. Romero and some producers, and then they interview Jason and John and Kate, and I was really impressed with the interviews. It was entertaining. They went into details about what it was like working with the actual monkeys, what it was like on set and different things. So it's really one of the better interview documentaries I've seen on any of Scream Factory's releases. I thought this one was really entertaining, so I highly recommend it for that. Haven't listened to the commentary yet. There is some deleted scenes, not much, and there's an alternate ending. Now, the alternate ending in this film, I think, would have been so much better. Not that the ending wasn't, okay, it was just that, but I thought the alternate ending left it to a darker, almost ready for a sequel style ending, and this is what George A. Romero wanted, but Orion and the studios decided they weren't going for that, so they opted out for another ending. George wasn't happy. The film hurt because of it in box offices, as far as the money scheme of it and overall view of the film. So it hurt with not having the original ending. But it is on here, so you will be able to see it. It's not in Blu-ray quality. It's VHS quality at the best. But it's still really cool to watch the way they ended it, the way George wanted to end it. And I just loved it, man. I thought it was awesome. And there was another individual in here, Dean Burbage. It was played by Stephen Root. And Stephen Root, look him up, R-O-O-T, Stephen Root, man. He's such an amazing actor, man, that as soon as you see him, you know exactly who he is. He's one of those guys, and I'm telling you, he done a stellar job. He was the boss of Jeffrey Fisher's character, John Pankow, and I thought he done a tremendous job, so I did want to give him a shout out. But just a really cool film. It does have one of the, if it's not the only movie, it's one of the only few movies that actually has quadriplegic sex in it. I mean, there's some graphic scene that goes on in a sex scene in here, so you do have that as well. But Screen Factory done a tremendous job. The transfer is amazing. The sound quality is really good. The interview was just a bonus, man. I'm telling you, they did put in the deleted scenes, the alternate ending. They also put in, I was looking to see behind the scenes footage and some different things like that, but it's worth having this film just for the alternate ending and the interviews if you like bonus features. So highly recommend it. It is Monkey Shines from 1988, released by Orion Pictures, directed by George A. Romero, and sort of the spine there and the back. And if you didn't watch my Blu-ray update, the cover, this is the one that I opted out for. It's got the monkey with the razor blade, straight razor. It also, this is the image that comes on it originally when you buy it, and it's just the monkey, typical of what you see with the symbols. And it's kind of like that whole ordeal with the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. It's kind of that scenario with the symbol. I just love the overall look of the bloody razor knife, because it does have a key moment in the movie. And then the actual Blu-ray itself, let me turn it. Seems like it's spun on me since I watched it. There you go. So same as the cover, but a really entertaining film. I highly recommend it. I just think everyone should own this one, especially if you're into George A. Romero and you only think he does zombie flicks. Man, are you in for a surprise. He does all kinds of good ones. I highly recommend going into George A. Romero's filmography and checking out other films. I mean, he done Night Riders. He did, man, some films like Martin and The Crazies, and a lot of really cool films that a lot of people may not know that George A. Romero did. When you hear the name George A. Romero, most people automatically think Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, you know, the Land of the Dead and Diary of the Dead, Survival, all the Dead films. And they're all really good, but he did do other things, and Creep Show and Monkey Shines and some really good titles in his filmography. So go back and check out some of those. Definitely support Screen Factory. I really love what they do with their releases. I will be, hopefully, when the money comes in, I will be picking up Pumpkinhead 2. And I also want to pick up The Dark Half, Stephen King's The Dark Half, and I definitely want to get both of those. So hopefully, money permitting, I'll be getting them really soon and share that with you. But it is Sunday, November 23rd. This has been my Slash from the Stash. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me that thumbs up if you liked the video. Comment down here on the below. If you haven't subscribed, click that button. And share this video with all your friends, fiends, and family. And I'd really appreciate it. So until next week, this is Greg and Mortis. This is my little world of horror, and I'll see you on the flip side.